drop your message right there underneath our live video at MITV NG. It's just there for you. You can drop your messages there. We can reach out to you. You can also call the number that you have on the screen, send a text message, or simply WhatsApp the line 08064 738133. Being that's gone through about life is not a big deal. Not everyone is able to achieve what they desire to achieve on a daily basis. For some people, it has become a difficulty to even take a step out of their bedroom every morning. They just stay in the bedroom and just live there, hoping somehow that they will receive a boost of some sort. Some are so, frustrated right now. Kids are at home, they don't know how to send them to school. Some are so frustrated. The kids have gone to school, they do not know what they're going to feed their kids with when they come back. Some, the frustration is the fact that they've tried all forms of businesses and none seems to be working. None seems to be working. Having tried all and have gotten to the realization that nothing seems to be working, they've also decided, what's this life for? Is it really worth living? We are here on the Bumper Breakfast this morning, the Monday edition of the show, to show you that this Monday morning, you too can get help. You can come out of that situation. You can get yourself out of that condition. You can get yourself ready to hit the ground running. You can also get life, to produce for you. My director can join the Zoom line so that we can have a guest, join us as well. You can get yourself into a better place. You too can achieve much more than you think you could yesterday. It may look bleak, but I tell you, there are some people whose stories are much more difficult than yours. It may look difficult, but there are people whose lives have gotten to the point where they had gotten, to the point where they didn't even know anything was a possibility until something happened, until a decision was taken about their lives. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, you'll meet our guests and the conversation will begin.
Here for the show-stopping magic of a moment.
Get DSTV Compact with an HD decoder plus dish kit for only 14,900 Naira to watch all 64 matches. Here for every fan.
We don't tire for where we dey, oh yeah. Now so promise and fail, oh yeah. And it don't take, we don't wait. PDP don't come again. Jando malo le she, Alama tele o. Jando for governor. Jando under PDP. Jando 2023. Jando Alama tele o. Jando for governor. Jando for Lagos. Jando for everybody, yeah. Jando Jafeku, fight for Lagos, Jafeku. Jando Jafeku, fight for Lagos, Jafeku.
Ẹ dìbò fún Dr. Abdulazeez Ọlájídé Adédìran Jandor fún ipò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Ọlọ́mbrẹ́là PDP, power to the people.
MITV is at your disposal to give you the best of broadcasting. Download our mobile app from your Android and iOS store to enjoy us on the go. our YouTube channel, MITV Nigeria. Remember, click the subscribe button. You can follow us on Facebook at MITV-NG, Twitter, MITV_NG, and Instagram, MITV_NG. MITV, your family station.
If this is what Father wanted, then maybe we should.
Stop it! Stop it, this is stop it!
The dying declaration of a king intensifies the rivalry between two
We
brothers
cannot sit back and take it.
Brother, I do not want to fight with you.
and sets them on a path of infinite enmity. How dirty does it get?
But let me tell you something today. I will not sit down, fold my arms and do nothing.
Find out in this intriguing epic story, Itura, showing weekdays at 8:30 p.m. WAT on Africa Magic Showcase.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Okay, welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. We're still back here today and we're talking about whether you are frustrated or not. Now, it's simple, very simple. What exactly are we talking about this morning? We simply want to make sure that you can get help. You too can rise up this morning and get something to do. You too can stand up from that situation where you're so frustrated and become productive as an individual. We have a cognitive behavior counselor joining us this morning, a friend of the Bumper Breakfast, as a matter of fact, the co-host of the Bumper Breakfast, Wemimo Adebiyi. Good morning, Wemi. How are you doing today? Good morning, Wemi. How are you doing? Okay. Good morning, Wemi.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you? A beautiful Monday.
I tell you, it's a beautiful Monday, truly.
Yeah.
And I see that I caught you on the road.
Yeah. But you know,
So
it's
tell
you
me,
now. I can't say no to you.
so tell me, how is the road particularly? I thought you were going to. Since you had already told me this our road, you're not coming near it. Then a little bird told me you were somewhere in town, very close to me. I said, she went. We will deal with it later, much later. All right, let's talk, Wemi.
Yeah. The road actually, it's fair this morning. But then you still have the clumsiness here and there. So it's moving. It's a moving traffic. It's not a standstill kind of.
Okay, so let's talk about my concern, and one of the reasons why we're talking about this. It's a Monday morning, and for most people, it's a day where people go to work. But then we're getting messages like, I can't go out, I'm frustrated, nothing seems to be working, I'm just thinking, is it all worth it? The despair is becoming much more palpable. The threats to life is becoming much more. I got a message over the weekend that was talking about, I'm only pitying my family, that's why I'm still holding on. And we said, you too can get help. How do you think people can deal with frustration and difficulty and discouragement on a day like this?
Well, I'll say that frustration is actually a normal feeling because a lot of people do not understand that it's natural for you to be frustrated, to feel frustrated. And I'm going to start by, okay, I'm a believer where the scripture says sufficient enough is the evil in each day. So which means each day comes with its kind of frustration or another. So the reason most people allow frustration to get at them, to get into them, is because some people lack the understanding that today something might happen that could frustrate you, which is lack of preparation for a frustrating situation. That's how I want to lay the foundation.
Okay, now laying the foundation for it, are you alone? Is it normal to feel like this?
Well, it's not. Like I said, when in psychology we talk about every day when we wake up, each day we wake up with 9 major feelings, and the feeling of frustration is one of the feeling. The feeling of disappointment, the feeling of sadness, this feeling of joy, this feeling of love, this feeling, so each day we all wake with the feeling, but it now depends on you as an individual to identify that today, okay, I carry this feeling. There's every possibility the feeling might show up. So when it comes up, what do I do? How do I identify the feeling itself? Now, what exactly is frustration? What does it mean to be frustrated? When your desired goals or expectations are not met. All right? I expect to wake in the morning, get on the road, get vehicle to wherever I may be going to. I could start to feel frustrated when that time is not showing up. All right, as in when the vehicle is taking my time. Okay, maybe my car is on the road, I had a flat tire, I had an expectation to get to a point at a particular time. Frustration sets in. Now, frustration is not about those big things that happens. It's about the little things that we come by every day that do not match our goals and then do not meet up with our expectations. So each day comes with its form of frustration or another. We need to start preparing for it, especially in our environment, okay, Lagos, where anything could happen. So prepare your mind. Something could frustrate me today. How am I going to respond to it, basically.
Now, for those who are at state, they are already discouraged. As a matter of fact, on a day like today, they are not planning to go anywhere. Some persons have not even stood out of bed. Rather than taking care of their children and preparing them for work today, they are screaming at those kids, "Fimilejo, lowosho," and then their children go out looking scruffy, looking unkempt, hungry. Sometimes not because there is no food, but sometimes because the parents at home are in despair, they're discouraged, they're, or would you call it laziness? Is there a way where frustration, discouragement meets laziness and despair, and it all becomes a part of the person's lifestyle?
Well, I like to say here that it's not actually about a form of laziness, okay? I'll say that frustration is fast becoming a normal thing, all right? And the only thing that shows that you're not handling it well is when you suddenly dance to the tune of frustration. Now, what does frustration do? It makes you get angry. It makes you lash out, okay? It makes you suddenly break down, and then you feel discouraged. It makes you become negative about yourself, about people, about situations. And then it makes you want to throw in the towel and say, I'm not even doing again. I'm not even going again. I'm not even going to give my best again, because there's a situation that has frustrated you. Now, we are not disregarding the situation, but you are the important person here. Frustration and situation work together, but you are the neutralizer. You are the one who determines how far heavy you allow frustration to hold on to you. Now, let me say this. Situations you may not have control over. I keep saying this. Frustration, feeling frustrated, dancing to the tune of anger, rage, displaying emotion in the public, disgracing yourself, as it were, okay, is within your control.
Auntie Wemi, did you just say it is within the control of the person to control? What if hunger comes into play? Today is the International Day for Poverty Eradication, and it said that Nigerians are one of the poorest in the world. Yes, living below $2. That's 1,000. Let's say about 1,400 daily.
Frustration could lead you to more serious issues. It could lead to anxiety. It could lead to depression. It could lead to you losing your self-worth. Now, you don't want to walk yourself into this situation, because the moment you get into anxiety, depression, and then anger and rage, you are already losing it. You're no longer in control. So we say, express your emotion in a healthy way. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to have a sense of the feeling of rage. But what we're saying is express it in a healthy way, basically.
Now, what do you connote as healthy? Beating the kids is what we see. Screaming at the kids is what we see the women do. Parents are snapping at the kids. The father just getting increasingly very angry, and the child pours water on the floor. You beat the child as if he's just stolen $1 million.
Anyways, I say that a whole lot of times we allow the feeling to take over, so we lash out at the immediate thing or the immediate person, which could be children, it could be your neighbor, it could be your spouse. But the question we say is, ask yourself, okay, what exactly, how has my reaction, how has it helped? How has my reaction helped? Okay. Has it solved anything? Has it destroyed anything? A whole lot of times when we lash out at children, the person or items around us, it destroys further. So the question is, how do I want to communicate my frustration? All right, I say to mothers at times, it's okay to shout. It's okay. All right, it's okay to shout, to release it, to let it out. Because if we say don't shout, we are telling you to curb it, to hold it down. And there is no way you hold it down that this thing will not find a way to raise its head. So you could shout, all right? But at the end of your shouting, make sure you look for ways to call them back. Make sure you look for ways to mend, things at the end of the day. I also say that at times frustration could come in as a result of setting unrealistic goals. All right, for example, if you know you have something to achieve in a week, it's best for you to realistically set out how you hope to achieve it. Okay, and let your expectation be minimal. When we have too high expectations, that's when those things are not met, we lash out. Okay, we feel frustrated. A whole lot of times, it's also a form of mental health strength. It shows you are strong mentally when you expect the worst to happen. Yeah, because when you keep expecting the best, the good, and all, we hope. You need to keep hoping for the best, but expecting it is going to puncture you because you don't have control over that expectation coming to fruition. All right. So, reduce your high expectation. Rather, hope.
Come down to our level. Come down to our level. Don't be thinking of.
Don't be too I find it very funny.
Very.
Okay.
I want to build a skyscraper tomorrow.
Exactly.
You have not built a bungalow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you start pushing yourself based on those unrealistic expectations.
Be realistic with your goals. Okay. Match your goals with your present condition. Basically. Then I say, when you discover that you are already frustrated, stop complaining. Okay, and start doing something positive. Stop complaining. I'm so frustrated. When you enter the bus today, it is either you already know that the road you are going to ply, you will spend 2 hours.
Yeah.
It is not proper for you to be in a vehicle and start spreading frustration by complaining aloud. The government are not doing this, blah, blah, blah. It is obvious. Okay, reduce the way you complain. Because it's not going to help you. It's going to compound the response you give to your brain. Your brain will become accustomed to complaining. And where you are supposed to see something good, you will start to see something negative. And that's why you will end up becoming a negative person. So stop or reduce the way you complain. The realities are there. There is no electricity. When I came back to Nigeria, I'd already tuned my mind that I'm going to buy fuel, okay? I'm going to be in the traffic. I switched. So the negativities are there, but you have to help your mindset. Say, well, we will roll it. We will, we will all bond in this thing. We will survive it. All right. And then try not to take things personally.
Let's open up the phone lines, Auntie Wemi. Someone wants to share a story with us.
Okay,
you're there. You can watch. 08064738133 is the number to call. To be a part of the conversation. You have a story to share. You're worried about something. You're concerned that something is not working right, and you're losing hope right now. You're still wondering on a Monday morning like this, what is left for me? In the midst of all of this, you can call us on the number on the screen. You can send an SMS. You can send a WhatsApp message. Share your story. We'll have a therapist right here, a counselor, who will guide you and help you come to yourself again and help you take better decisions so that you too can be productive and can come out of the despair that you have found yourself. Some messages came in while you were speaking, Auntie Wemi. This one says, I think she scored earlier. Right, let's take our first call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Excuse me, please. All right, please do not flash the line. It's very simple. Just do a phone call and we definitely will pick your call and have you share your story. All right, this one says, Ma, please, I don't know what to do with my life. My husband is not working for now, Ma. I borrowed money from grooming microfinance. I was the one paying that money gradually, but now I don't have any goods in my shop again.
For what to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the reality is you are in debt. Am I right? All right, so.
And this is not the first time. Please don't commit suicide, though.
Please
it's
don't.
Not an option.
At all, okay? You are in debt, all right?
Let's take this call, Auntie Wemi. Let's take this call.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Okay. Yeah, we can go ahead, Auntie Wemi.
All right. So what we're saying is that you are indebted. All right. So you have to come up. Don't run away from your debtors. All right, the people you're owing, because that will compound the situation. If possible, have a roundtable discussion on how you intend to pay, how long it will pay. You will pay rather, and as much as possible, don't go into further debt. Try and look for something to sustain you for the time being. Okay, even if you're crawling, even if you are still trying to move, make sure you are doing something that puts food in your mouth, because it's only somebody who is alive who will be able to settle the debt. So that's all I can say for now regarding that.
Okay, I'm still looking at this message. I think one of the biggest questions that you want to ask is if your husband is not working for now, what effort is he making to make sure he's bringing money to the table? Because you borrowed money for him, you're paying it back. It means you're also not making profit because you're paying more than your shop could cater for. How do you feed your children? Do you have kids? What exactly do you intend to do? How do you deal with this? These are some of the actions that you may need to take. You have children. They will not hear mommy is owing, daddy is owing. How do they care for their kids?
Can I come
Auntie Wemi, in a situation like this?
One thing I tell people is we are the ones who dictate the kind of life that children should live. Once you have identified your situation, you can communicate to your children. You can talk to them. Children age 4, 5, they have an understanding. Their cognitive ability is strong. They can understand you. You don't have to break it down. Mommy and daddy, okay, we borrowed money, blah, blah. No, for now, okay? Okay, Mike, Mary, this is what I can afford. And then you don't lash out at them because it was never their fault. They were not the ones who pushed, the family into that situation. But you provide for them what you are able, what you are capable of. And at the same time, yourself and your husband, if you're not careful, this situation will start to frustrate the both of you. Violence might creep in, habits, the husband or the wife might start going into drinking and some other stuff like that. And then you lose your self-worth, and then you will not be able to, you get what I'm trying to say. So what we're saying at this table, you're already in the mess. Let me use that word.
Yes, so definitely.
What you need to do is not to start to pull yourselves apart. It's time for you to put yourselves together, look for ways. Ask your husband if there is a way he could. All right, and the both of you, if you could get a professional third party who would wade in and let them talk to the people or the person you borrowed from to give you time, work towards it together, and then please don't go into further debt because it's going to cripple you the more. All right, but at the same time, you cut your coat according to the pieces of clothes you have, no longer according to your size.
Let's take a quick commercial break. We're still talking. Auntie Wemi will be rounding off, and of course, we'll get to share more of the text messages and WhatsApp messages with you.
We don't die for where we dey, oh yeah. Now so promise and fail, oh yeah.
Hello?
We don't dey wait. PDP don't come again. Jando malo le ṣe wàhálà máa tẹ̀lé o. Jando for governor. Jando under PDP. Jando 2023. Jando wàhálà máa tẹ̀lé o. Jando for governor. Jando for Lagos. Jando for everybody. Yeah. Jando Jafeku. Fight for Lagos. Jafeku. Jando Jafeku. Fight for Lagos. Jafeku.
ẹ dìbò fún Dr. Abdulazeez Ọlájídé Adédìran Jandor fún ipò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Ọlọ́mbrẹ́là PDP power to the people.
Welcome back. Now we have Peter from River State. I hold that way. Am I correct? From River State on the line with us. Peter, share your story.
All right. I want to understand this concept of frustration and discouragement on the TV show. One of it is that the reality on the ground from my LGA now concerning frustration and discouragement is on the issue of flooding that has ravaged the entire LGA.
Your local government particularly?
And further west in River State.
Okay.
So when it comes to this frustration of a thing and discouragement, I think is one of the practical experience that the masses in that area
are going
through.
Okay.
So when it comes to that, you begin to think of what frustration and discouragement have to do practically on the life of these
people. Masses. How do they cope at a time like
How
this?
do they cope? That is the situation on ground is very sympathetic.
All right, thank you.
That is beyond human imagination.
Thank you, Peter. Auntie Wemi, as we round off, you want to quickly speak to that man? The entire local government is flooded and people are displaced.
I empathize with the entire local government. However, I need to let us know that when it comes to natural disaster, there are so many things that are not within your control. All right, natural disaster is actually a situation that you cannot control. When you find yourself in this kind of situation, okay, we can't fight nature. However, there are some expectations that we have. Now, one thing I discovered when I was in the UK is the environment, the government prepare their people for a change. For any disaster that occurs, they already have an idea. They may not be able to tell the magnitude of the impact, but they give you an idea. But they would know. But the opposite is what we have here. So we just need to accept what is on ground, and wherever you are right now, I feel your pain and your ache. Life will go on because there have been worse things that has happened to people, but I want you to know that it's not your fault. Natural disaster took its course, but your life will go on.
Thank you so much, Auntie Wemi, a cognitive behavior counselor, for joining us on the Bumper Breakfast this morning. That's how we round off the show. We'll see you again tomorrow. My name is Oluwatomisin Adebukola. We'll take a commercial as we round off the show. See you tomorrow. Sister.
fight for Lagos, Jaffe.
Ẹ dìbò fún Dr. Abdulazeez Ọlájídé Adédìran Jandor fún ipò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Ọlọ́mbrẹ́là PDP, power to the people.